Hello there, and welcome back to another Genshin trailer. Oh boy, I have been really excited for 4.2 ever since finishing the story, specifically for 4.1. And to be fair, there's also the world quests that are leading into a really nice way, and exploration and everything. Everything's really exciting about this version. Overall, to be fair, Sumeru was really fun, but I'm really excited to see what, the rest of 4.x has to come to bring. We do have Furina though here, who is crying. I have gotten myself slightly spoiled. I tested the audio and I got spoiled on the first couple first sentence that Nuvelet says. But I didn't want to start on a black screen though. So let's roll back to 0 seconds and see what punishment Furina gets.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, the Hydro Archon to be punished via the death sentence.
Wait, what?
You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea.
Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly disappeared.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful?
What's done is done. Just trust in me, your Archon. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. The show begins! Shower me with praise! Let my name echo in song! What's the news? Say cheese! Breaking news!
I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
The prophecy. Yes. What has been prophesized will be fulfilled. I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning
Do
of
not resist.
justice!
This judgment is fair
people-
and just.
What is the meaning you would call
You have
this?
never been as
Justice?
superficial as you have presented yourself to be.
No more excuses!
Then why should we acknowledge it?
Fusolo, why did you deceive us?
Applaud and rejoice!
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
The trial of the Hydro Archon!
Seem to remember
Fusolo will now
This
begin!
trial is-
I now understand the true purpose behind this position. You are a devious one, Fusalo.
Everyone's dead. Papa, what should I do?
The prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you. All will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial. Farewell, Nervalet. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Okay, what the actual... Was that the previous Hydro Archon? I know, I think we know her name, but I don't... Yeah, we know her name, but I don't remember it right now. What the... I can't. I have to process this stuff. Okay. Let's take a step back and see the events, maybe Telxi's Fantastic Adventure. Okay, this looks cute. What else? We have another swimming stuff. Oh, this is still part of that one. Oh, this is the main event, yeah, and the free from Monet. I did actually end up getting one. I didn't have one before. But C1 from Monet sounds cool. Little fungi fantastic fiesta. Is this? Ah, I really hope this is like continuing from the Sumeru event. Craft adversarial technology experiment log. Of course, anything Fontaine and technological has to have a very, very goddamn long name. And why is my browser acting up? Misty Dungeon, Realm of Water, and the new weapons and banners. Banner? No? Sure? No, banner. Anyway, the first phase is Furina and Charlotte's on the banner, so that's gonna be really nice. So, let's start with the obvious. The Hydro-Archon will be punished via death.
The death sentence.
Okay. What? Why? Where? When? I know, like, we left off 4.1 with Furina being really afraid of Arlecchino and most likely realizing she has literally no plan to deal with the prophecy. I wonder if this is because of that. She gets caught in all her lies and everything, and she gets punished, but by the death sentence? Even for Fontaine's way of justice, that feels a bit too harsh. Then again, she spent 500 years being the mascot of Fontaine instead of actually trying to solve the prophecy. So yeah. Then we do get a look at the new areas, which does have this tree.
There may be issues with the primordial.
And again, I don't know why my browser is acting up. Issues with Primordial Sea.
Everyone on.
I wonder what this is about. This might be one of the new puzzle mechanics, actually. Also this, everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. We have seen separate maps before. We've seen it during the Caribbean interlude. We've seen it even in 4.1 with the Memories of Neuvillette. Will we see a separate Fontaine map during this quest? Something similar to what happened in Sumeru City, where the water rises, but of course we solve the issue by the end. Unless we get the first ever, like... I was thinking, what if Furina, like, really dies, but then again, she's becoming playable? Unless Hoyoverse decides to go back, technically, on the whole not having a dead character be playable. Still haven't got a Senior, so that's why I'm saying go back on that. Unless they plan to revive her. Whatever. That's besides the point. So, officially, people died. And unless they can come back, that's gonna be pretty damn heavy for Genshin, to be fair. Then again, not really, knowing the lore and stuff. Come on, browser. We're also getting the this tower that can be actually seen currently in game.
Shouldn't gods be all powerful?
People doubting Furina, of course.
What's done is done. Just trust me.
And then Furina being her bratty self, even in this situation, which I can kind of see why the Oratrice, if the Oratrice is truly impartial in this situation, why the Oratrice would choose to do this death sentence. But to be totally fair, okay, we have Furina. I'm really liking her animations. The model is cool and stuff. Then we have Charlotte. Really cool, and I believe, not totally sure, that she's a 4-star, and I believe she is also a cryo catalyst, so we're getting our second cryo catalyst. Then we have this part where we have Navia falling in the water.
Too close to any water that looks strange all the same.
But this looks to be next to some of the destroyed waterways. Water, strange looking water.
There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
The water was actually... Yeah, it looks like the primordial seawater, but this is on the surface, so that means that the water does escape. Well, makes sense with even the beginning of the trailer.
About it. Well, the water, I mean.
The prophecy, yes. What has been prophesied will be fulfilled. I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of...
So we have the new enemies. Looks like hydro constructs. But they do have some physical parts as well. Well, water is physical, but I mean parts that are not water.
Furina will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice.
This judgment is fair and just. What is the meaning you would call
You have
this
never been as
justice?
superficial as you have presented yourself to be.
No more excuses.
Then why should we acknowledge it?
Ordo. Most likely these are new areas for the Ordo quest line. I'm honestly really excited to see where that goes as well. Especially now that though again, there's a possibility that the climax of the Ordo quest line will be in 4.3 and 4.4, depending if they want to have the climax of both of them, or if they want to just continue that quest even more. Technically, they could continue the quest and we get like one new member of the Ordo, of the past Ordo, every like update or so. That could be a thing. That's just a theory though.
What?
One thing I do like in the trailer that you have all the other people being very doubtful of Furina in the background. It's a really nice touch and makes total sense here. The people have found out that Furina has no damn plan. Nothing at all.
Did you deceive us?
I wonder... Huh. That looks to be a construct made of hydro, though. Then again, if the Gnosis does indeed power the Oratrice, and this is part of the Oratrice's general thing, it could be... Of course, it's made of hydro, or at least hydro-like magic. I think this might be at the very start of the whole Applaud and Rejoice might be at the very start of the story, because there's no way Furina would say this thing at her own trial.
And rejoice.
Wait just a moment. This isn't...
And her saying that the trial of Furina starts is a separate voice line. It's not after the last one.
right.
The trial.
Oh yeah, this isn't the Oh right, because in the Caterpillar quest, the one that has to do with the Ordo, Caterpillar did indeed say that the clock is actually counting down to the final part of the prophecy. So the arm falling down makes sense if the prophecy is fulfilled or is currently being like in the final stages of fulfillment.
Of the Hydro Archon.
Seem to remember.
Also, Nivelette is remembering something.
Will now
This
begin.
trial is... I now understand the true purpose behind this position.
Your purpose. And we have, first things first, Nivelette being awesome as always. Initially, I thought that this scene is Nivelette transforming into his like Hydro Dragon form, which I really hope we get to see. If he can do that, of course, that's the thing, but I think he should be able to. But instead, come on, YouTube, please work. We have the whale. The whale from Child, from the little teaser at the end of 4.1's story. Oh my god, I'm so excited to see what this has to do with, like, the prophecy. I'm wondering if this has anything to do with Elenis. because Elenus might be a whale-like creature, or well, have been a whale-like creature. And I'm really excited to see what this has to do with everything. And you're a devious one, Falsalor. This brings me like, so what in reality is the deal with Falsalor? Right? Like, Neuvillette saying that she's devious means that she did play a trick or did something, like actually did something. Which I can't put it past Furina to actually have something planned. Don't know if something big enough to actually stop the prophecy, though.
You are a devious one.
We have Child going like full, his full power. Neuvillette. More Child versus a whale.
Everyone's... Papa, what?
So... YouTube doesn't like me today. First things first, Neuvillette can shoot upwards. Can he actually do that in game? I haven't really used him much. Whatever. And we have Furina. Oh no, it's not Furina. I'm stupid. I think this is Navia, right?
Should I do?
And the whale, this is most likely from maybe a boss fight? This looks a lot like a cutscene that would play in a boss fight of sorts.
The prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
Oh, come on, YouTube! Pause already! Who is she? She has a color scheme similar to what to Furina in a way. But who is she? This is the Primordial Sea, I think, or at least has something to do with the Primordial Sea because of the different colors around. She has blue streaks in her hair, which could glow if you know. You know. The Archons have glowy bits in their hair that do start glowing when they use their burst. Could this indeed be the first Hydro Archon? It could. But then, where was she all this time? We know that she died during the, was it during the Cataclysm? I don't remember exactly, but we know that she died. No, she died 500 years ago. She died during the Cataclysm. And then Rukkhadevata took her, she transformed into a pool of water, and Rukkhadevata took that water and brought it into the Sumeru Desert, where the big tree is. And from that point, the whole thing with that, I don't remember the names because they're really big and really complicated. The last desert update, the one with the hole in the sky and the big tree. But that doesn't necessarily mean that she was dead, though. Again, it kind of depends on what kind of god she is in a way, because Venti was a wind spirit or wind sprite and then became a god. Zhongli's and Adeptus, who are godlike. We don't know about A or Nahida, but we know that they're gods. So it's possible that the first Hydro Archon might be able to revive? Either that or this is just a illusion / hallucination / look into the past. Yeah, I just now thought of that. It could be that we're just meeting her consciousness, or or our consciousness goes somewhere in the past. Remember, like with the Caribbear story. when you as a traveler went into the Abyss siblings' body, per se, in quotation marks, and you lived through that experience of finding the crystal and helping the Abyss leader. This update's gonna be insane. Before I watched the trailer, I was excited. Now I'm even more. In a way, I'm happy the special program got delayed, because I don't think I would be able to wait over a week for this. Seriously, now I only have to wait 5 days, and that's much better. Anyway, speculations on who this is aside, and let's continue. There's still a bit left.
I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you. All will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial. Farewell, Nervalette.
Now, I wonder, the justice that belongs to you, is that aimed at Furina, or is it aimed at Neuvillette, together with this part? Because the thing is, a lot of trailers, as for movies and stuff, even for games, can easily just take out quotes out of order and out of context. Remember earlier in the video I talked about Furina saying applaud and whatever. That could be from very early in the Archon, in this part of the Archon quest, and then her part saying the trial of the Hydro Archon could be later when that actually happens. The trailers can be placed, the scenes in the trailers can be placed in any way the developers want to make it seem a lot more interesting and a lot cooler. So that's a good question. Who does she say that to?
I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
But this kind of gives me like, if she's saying the whole thing to Neuvillette, does it mean that Furina really isn't a Hydro Archon? Just like she literally isn't and just played a role until now? That's another like crazy theory that I don't really want to get into. Though imagine if Furina is just a random god or whatever, or not even that. Furina never truly became the Hydro Archon, because the original Hydro Archon was still alive but in hiding or recuperating or whatever. Anyway, I'm not gonna dive into that because that sounds just like crazy talk, and we'll see what the story actually brings. But yeah, stop YouTube. Masquerade of the Guilty. Furina in the center, Fontaine being flooded again. I wonder if we're gonna get a separate map for this. Not permanent, of course it's not gonna be permanent, but a separate underwater Fontaine. That would be insane. And I think it would elevate this Archon quest generally and the Fontaine experience even above the Sumeru one. Like, yeah, we did have the Samsara in Sumeru, but it was still the same map. It didn't really change much, and I think you could teleport out of it too. Anyway, we'll see when the update actually comes out. So yeah. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a like, comment, or even subscribe to the channel. Also, leave down in the comments what you're most excited about in this update, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.